folks, this is all the fruit, and today I want to show you what fruit and nut trees you can expect in the historic Bulgarian village of Pogensite in the Balkan Mountains. There is only one access road to this village, so you'll probably all come from here, although I personally came from the mountains. As you can see, the tarmac ends at the beginning of the village, no access for cars except you are living here. The whole village is one big museum, but without an entrance fee. Nothing has been allowed, well, to change here for the last 60, 70 years. And so we can expect quite a traditional agriculture here. By the way, pretty much all the videos I do here in the Balkans are at elevations, well, on this holiday, are on elevations of about 500 meters inland, Sofia, Triavna, Boshenzi, so you can expect pretty much the same climate and the same fruit trees everywhere. I'll tell you first what you will not find, what is more typical for the lowland coastal areas. Well, you will hardly find figs and kakis here. Also very few apricots, pretty much no almonds. Peaches from time to time, but not so much. Even grapevines, they are mostly grown along the house walls in protected areas and not in vineyards. What you will see are a lot of walnut trees. They were and still are very important for food for the people around here. Well, here, of course, in this village, it's a tourist place, it's a museum, so you can buy a lot of historical stuff. You can also buy a lot of historical preserves from fruits. But we are not here for that. Since it's a fancy holiday village, you will also find a couple non-traditional things, like those fir trees here, or those tuyas. Here another fir. Here's something which is not that traditional. Let's see, what is this? Yeah, it's not that traditional, but it's very popular nowadays. It's a fox grape. Unlike the European grapevines over there, fox grapes, basically, they are from America. They are pretty much immune to most American diseases, so they grow very well without fertilizing, without cutting, without pesticides, even in shady areas. So fox grapes, not traditional, but very popular around here. Well, the linden or lime trees are also very popular, not for the fruits, but the flowers were being used for tea. The soft timber was used for everything from spoons to bathtubs, and you could chop down the leaves, and well, here a couple branches fell down, but basically you can chop up the branches, then carry them back on the tree and dry them like this for the winter. This was a hay substitute. Not a fruit tree, but still quite popular. Cherry plums. They were underappreciated here like pretty much everywhere else, but they are used as a rootstock for plums. They have nice fruits, and after harsh springs, when all the other fruit tree flowers die, basically cherry plums are the one fruit you are left with, together with the fox grapes, of course. So cherry plums, very underappreciated, but still very important here. Not underappreciated, a tree that cannot be appreciated enough, are the blue plums. Here is a young tree. Those were basically our old currency around here. My great-grandfather would fill a cart with plums and go down to the lowland areas to exchange them for wheat. Then later he would fill a cart with dried plums and exchange them for wheat. And in this little coffee shop over there, you can buy some traditional preserves from plums. Well, okay, here a cedar and the horse chestnut, both are not traditional for the area, although the horse chestnut is native to Bulgaria. Couple plum trees in the background, but let's walk this way again. Let's see what else we can find here. Along this little creek, you can see elderberries and hazelnuts over there. Elderberries were rarely planted, hazelnuts sometimes in the 20th century, but they grow wild mostly along those little creeks here in the area. So hazelnuts and elderberries, usually you'll find them in those little creeks. Here's some more of the old walnut trees, which are so dominant in Bulgarian villages. Here an old quince tree. Not that common anymore, but you can still find it. Beautiful. Although this one is probably on its way to going feral here. Some suckers coming up. Mulberry tree in the churchyard. This must be the biggest I've seen so far in this village. In my own village of the Kumarite, they are much older ones. It's less than 10 kilometers away from here, but in Boshenzi this is the biggest. Well, 1 meter 20, 1 meter 30 thick without the ivy. It's maybe more closer to 1 meter 15 to 1 meter 20. Beautiful crown, unlike most other ancient mulberries. This is still well preserved. Well, I could jump the fence, but I will not do it. Let's not be too criminal. Here we have a couple sour cherries. In Bulgaria we have varieties which sucker freely. In Germany I've never seen feral sour cherries, but here if you have them, if you have one, you'll have many. Here's some more modern plum varieties. I think they are some sort of gauges. Probably Count Althans, Graf Althans. They are kind of popular in the area. Here a blue plum, another cherry plum. More cherry plum suckers here. Another walnut. More elderberries. Here some blackberries. This is probably the Armenian blackberry. Quite late, but it will have a ton of fruits. Not much diversity, neither with the fruit tree species, nor with the fruit tree varieties. This is quite common for Bulgaria. The concentration of a very small number of fruit tree species and varieties. There should be some medlars around here, but I haven't seen a single one yet. Beautiful houses, but no new fruit trees for now. Cornel cherries are quite popular here in the area. They are not cultivated on a large scale, but you need them for some winter rituals, and you also use them for a medicine against diarrhea. When I was little, whenever I had diarrhea, I got a spoonful of cornel cherry jam, and the diarrhea was gone. Here more blackberries. An overgrown apple tree behind this little maple. The oak tree wouldn't have been tolerated so close to the house in older times, but this house seems to be abandoned. Some European grape variety, those are no fox grapes. Lots of blackberries. Those were pretty much suppressed in older times, but by the numerous grazing animals. The goats would jump up here and eat the blackberries, and cows and horses would be able to reach them from the road. Now they are more common. Here another cherry plum variety. They come in all colors, but they're always round and smallish. Here a pear tree. Found a couple ancient pear trees in this village, but this is one of the younger ones. Here a peach tree, not uncommon, but not very massive in this area. In the background more apples and cornel cherries. Here yellow cherry plums. Beautiful village. This will be quite a short video, but the village is 10 times bigger than what I can show in this video. So if you walk around, you will also find a lot of really ancient fruit trees, like in most Bulgarian villages. It's quite good that building has been prohibited. Building new buildings has been prohibited here for decades, so less old fruit trees have been cut down. Here in the front, last but not least, I want to show you the oldest grapevine I found in this village. Beautiful old grapevine. Yeah, up this trail, or also in the area of the church, there are also ancient mulberry trees, which I'm not showing in this video, but which I'll show in other videos. So folks, those were the traditional fruit trees of the Balkan Mountains. here in the beautiful historical cobblestone museum village of Pogensite, which you should definitely visit if you're in Bulgaria. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful and fruit-rich Balkan mountains of Bulgaria. And of course, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.